What's good, everybody? We back for that two stream a day. We just going crazy to the end of the year. We got some good shows lined up. Now, today, we got to talk about getting your children financially free. We did a show earlier talking about the perils of moving and restarting over and over, but now we got some team on it. Now we got look, he got the Capital King tie. Like he doing the most right now. But I'm gonna let him do it. I'm gonna let him do it. When I met this young man several years ago, he had some dreads starting. Now he got the locks. He's shaking them for you. Listen, I want to play this video for y'all real quick before you get the show kicked off. And I want you to come into the chat and I want you to drop your city and state so we know where you guys are coming from.
Capital King Ty here, president of the youth operations here at DJ the Money Coach, and I want to give a huge shout out to Ericka Williams and thank her for having us on the platform. So, in honor of that, we have a special offer for classy climbers only. So, listen up. This is where you get a limited deal for 90% off of our one buy one bundle, where you get one consultation with the DJ the Money Coach team, where we're going to show you how to get financially free in 2023. You get one consultation with me, where I'm going to show you how to get your children in our Young All-Stars Financial Academy, where we show them how to manage their money, how to invest in dividend stocks, how to get an 800 credit score, start a business for early retirement. And then you get one master class where you learn directly from our experts on how they make millions of dollars in real time. So hit that link immediately and get your deal now while we still have spots. See you in the master class.
All right, you did a good ad there. I like the video. Okay, listen. Let me pull you up to the big screen, big time. I'm gonna make myself small over here. Look in the background, y'all. That's Zanzibar out on the water. Put your city and state in the chat so we know where we're coming from, where we can help y'all. Talk to us. Talk to us about your journey. You already know what I want to hear. Talk to us. How'd you get started on this path?
I got you. So first things first, Ericka, I want to give a huge thank you to you, because if it wasn't for you and your channel, because for everybody in the audience, I need to let y'all know, I've been a classy climber for at least the last 5 years. I found Ericka my first year of college, and I tapped into everything she was talking about. I listened to what she was saying, and I took action. And as she said before, I actually met her back in 2019 and at Los Angeles. We ate at Shaq's restaurant, and we actually saw him, and everybody went crazy taking pictures. So I want to give you your flowers right now, let you know that you are a major pillar to the community, and everything you do is extremely beneficial for anybody. So I want to start off by saying thank you.
Bam, mic drop. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Talk to us about how'd you get kicked off with DJ the Money Coach and his team, and how'd you get this opportunity to educate kids and get youth right?
Oh, yeah. So let me get y'all right. So I am Capital King Ty, and I'm the president of our youth operations here at DJ the Money Coach. So my background is formally in finance. I'm a financial analyst in the heart of New York City. So this is my background. And before I get started with talking about how I got with DJ, I got to tell y'all about how I got to where I was in the first place. So first things first, it started when I was 17 years old. So a little backstory. I'm from New York City. I grew up in the city, and I grew up in a neighborhood that was big on music and arts culture. So that's what we knew. We had a lot of celebrities that came out of our town. The newest, hottest songs always came through our neighborhood first. So that's what we were on. And on top of that, it was a working class neighborhood too. So that was the framework of what I grew up around. So within that framework, I had pretty good grades in school, and I had good street smarts because I had to have it. So I thought I was a superstar. I thought I was doing my thing. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing, the whole nine. Then when I was 17 years old, my family moved to an upper middle class neighborhood where this changed my whole paradigm and made me realize, as much as I thought I was winning, I wasn't winning like I thought I was. So when I immediately began interacting with my peers and seeing how people lived and how they grew up, I realized I was missing two things. I was missing financial literacy, and I was missing access. When I say access, I mean access to people and networks. And that's something that Ericka always stresses on the channel, because you could be a millionaire, but if you're by yourself, your million isn't going to go as far. And those are just the facts. So once I learned that I was missing those two things, I dwelled on that for a little bit. I said, oh man, I didn't have this. I'm coming from an urban neighborhood. What am I going to do? Then I said, okay, wait, I'm a superstar. I'm competitive. So I'm going to figure this out. So then that's when I started my journey, and I started learning about everything in finance. I bought every book from Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad to Powernomics by Claude Anderson. I became completely obsessed with growing my financial literacy and understanding how I could leverage my money to make me money so I could live free. That was my dream since I was 17 years old. And before I even graduated college, I realized the first trap that they get us on, which is the college trap, where they tell us, hey, spend $20,000 to $40,000, go to school, major in anything you want, come out and just get a job, and whatever happens, and spend whatever money because it's an investment in your future, right? But what they don't tell you is when you graduate, you have to pay all of that debt back. And while you're at that university, if you're not networking and making connections on campus, you're basically wasting your time. Because no matter where you go, the
Network.
education, that's it. No matter where you go, the education itself is exactly the same, period. So with that said, I worked on building my network. I went to community college instead of going away to a university, and I paid tuition out of my pocket while I worked. I worked any amount from 35 to 40 hours a week, and I paid cash for my tuition. I remember like it was yesterday. It was $2,500 a semester, I believe. And I remember because you had to pay that whole amount on the day it was due, because for at my school, amounts under a certain amount, there was no payment plan. You had to pay it immediately. Or if you wanted to even get a payment plan, you have to establish that months in advance. So I worked and I paid for my college instead of taking out loans. And I did that until I absolutely got to my 4-year where I couldn't afford to just pay it out of my pocket anymore. So as I am in college, I am tapping into that network to build assets. So all of my teachers that I connected with and I had good rapport with, I made sure, number one, I was doing well in their class. And I need y'all to listen, because I know that there's people out there that were like me 4 years ago that are a college student and they're trying to figure out how the things work. Number one, I made connections with my teacher. And number two, I made sure I did everything well in their class. And I would talk to them outside of class. I would go to events. I became a part of all of the clubs on campus. I was in the accounting club. I was the treasurer of our Black Student Union. And I was even in the dance club because I like to have fun. It's college time.
I'm telling you, listen, he said, I'm all the schedule full. Y'all, listen, the biggest thing I can tell you, if you move to a new city, and I had like 4 consult calls this week on that, you move to a new city, you need to get busy. Get busy getting out there, interacting with people. That's how college should be. You should be going to events, different people, interacting in different rooms. You never know who you're going to bump into college. This is one of those times where everybody's in the same stage of life. When you leave college, everybody's all over the place. But when you go to college, everybody's 18 to 25 relatively, and they're all looking for new activities and opportunities. That's a great time to mix and mingle. Keep going, baby.
Exactly. So as I'm on campus doing that, I'm building out my network and I'm starting to develop on a name on campus, a good name. They know I'm a go-getter. I'm doing my thing and I'm in these programs making stuff happen. So as I developed the network, I got to know a lot of people and I figured out a small thing, the issue that we had on campus. So a lot of our schedules had 8-hour gaps in between classes. So we'd have to sit on campus all day. And y'all know campus food is expensive. The vending machines were expensive. So I figured out, I'm like, everybody knows me. I'm here all the time anyway. I started going to my local BJ's and Costco, picking up some snacks and candies, coming back and selling them in the cafeteria during lunchtime. And it was a win-win because I put some money in my pocket and they got to eat and not have to pay an arm and a leg for it. So I made sure I fully optimized my network. And as I was doing that, that's how I was able to get connected to my golden opportunity, which set me off to get me where I am today as a financial analyst in New York City and the president of our youth operations. So I landed an internship at a private equity company that was doing billion-dollar transactions in real estate. This is where I got my wings. I started to understand the foundation of corporate business at a high level. And like Ericka always says, once you get the opportunity, you got to make sure you seize the opportunity. So I seized the moment. I showed up, showed out, and so much so to the point that 9 months before I actually graduated college, I had already had a full-time offer with a nearly 6-figure income before I even graduated college. And I started working throughout my last semester. And check this out. By the time my graduation date actually came, the same weekend, my graduation was on a Thursday, and I got a call from the company on a Friday. I got promoted. They knocked off my junior analyst title and made me a full financial analyst. And what this meant was I was able to take on the onboarding of multi-million-dollar acquisitions and finances. And this is all
If I had
because
the clapping machine, I'd be like, "Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha." Y'all, you don't understand. I meet so many black people in New York, and I be like, why y'all ain't dominating Wall Street? Why y'all ain't taking over all the financials out here? Because sometimes we aren't given opportunities, but when we are given opportunities, kick butt in those opportunities. I lived with a financial analyst here in Austin, bunch of me and girls in one house, and everybody's like, "Oh, y'all sharing, y'all roommates." One girl's making 198,000, the other girl's making 150,000. They pay y'all well. It's a very lucrative career. I'll say that. But keep going. I don't want to interrupt you.
she said this, she dropped the knowledge on y'all, and that all came from me plugging in, learning my financial literacy, and getting access. And that was the beginning. That moment right there was the beginning of how I was able to tee up and meet DJ. But Ericka, first, can you play that video from DJ?
Give me a second, y'all. I might have the wrong one. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Y'all, it's totally me. It's my fault.
Pocket right now to go buy a new car. So credit is a necessary function of our society to do anything. So
Wrong
you
one.
need to be able to have efficient.
He's like, wrong one, wrong one. Hold on, y'all. Listen, you know, it's stressful running the show, y'all. You know, I'll be out here downloading links and clips and videos. Hold on one second, y'all. Make sure I got the right stuff. Okay, I found it. My bad. I'm gonna pull it up here in a second. Give me a second.
Gotcha.
But I'm proud of you. Good journey. Listen, whenever I meet New Yorkers, I'm like, y'all ought to be just running all of New York. What's going on?
Listen,
But I'm glad for you because then it makes New York seem reasonable, right? Go anywhere, be anywhere.
On Ericka Williams and Classy Climb, I want to introduce you to our youth financial president, Capital King Ty. 24 years of age, financial analyst on Wall Street with private equity, breaking down multi-million-dollar businesses. That's right. He's going to teach your children age 7 to 11, age 12 to 18, how to buy dividend stock, invest, save, do charity, and become an entrepreneur. Along with my son, the Crusher, who at age 12 created a 5-figure investment portfolio and became an entrepreneur on YouTube, making videos and creating $1,000 worth of revenue. And all you got to do is sit back, listen to the story, and join us and get free in 2023 with DJ the Money Coach.
Okay, so that was good. Thank you. Listen, you guys, you know, it's a work in progress. These things. When I get my big studio, it's gonna be lit. I'll tell y'all this. You have to understand that, like, DJ the Money Coach's son was my assistant at 100K Play Andy Buys Houses event in Florida. He was literally breaking down stocks to the people there. Nobody knew exactly how old he was. They knew he was young, but they didn't know how old. So then when he started talking, he's like, "Oh, I'm 19." Everybody's like, "What?" You know, you can see it in their faces, shocked, because again, when you have clarity, you have a plan, you have people investing in you, you're investing in yourself, you seem much more mature than the average person. So he did an amazing job, did a great job on stocks. So if he's in there training and teaching y'all stocks, then I know it's going to be good. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Of course. Listen, so she just gave y'all a little nugget. But check this out. Now, I wanted to show that video first because I need to tell y'all how I got introduced to DJ. So I already told y'all I worked hard, killed it, became a financial analyst. So I'm at the proverbial mountaintop. I'm up here. I'm like, oh, I'm doing so well, so on and so forth. And then I had a moment because I'm always evaluating. I'm always figuring out how I can be better and what's the next step. I sat back and I said, I'm doing good, but I need to do great. So I said, all right, I need to work with a team that's going to get me to be great. I need business coaching and I need financial advisory because although I know this stuff, I need to get a expert level at this so I can get to the next level. So same thing I did when I was back in high school. I'm back on the internet. I'm searching. I'm finding a team that I can work with. And where did the first place I go? I went to the place that gave me all my jewels the first time, Ericka's channel, The Classy Climb. This is back December 2021. I remember because this is an episode I hear DJ and I see him and I'm like, who's this guy? And I'm listening to him talking and I know financial stuff and DJ is saying stuff that's going straight above my head. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I need to figure out what's going on here. I need to talk to him so I can learn exactly what I need to learn. So just like I did when I was in college, I took action. I sat down and I met with DJ and we talked, and DJ showed me number one. DJ showed me how to build out my retirement plan because I was making all this new money as a new professional. And I had to throw in my head, I'm like, wait, even though I won't be retiring for 30, 40 years, I need to build my retirement from now. I can get the rates that I can get now immediately so it can be done well. So DJ showed me exactly how to build out my retirement plan. And then I wanted to know how to invest in real estate and businesses because like I said, my background was in private equity real estate. So I knew the real estate business, but I only knew it from a large corporate perspective when you got $1 million to blow, but I didn't know how to do it from an individual perspective. DJ showed me immediately how to buy property with equity and cash flow the property immediately and all the strategies to keep it cash flowing. And then DJ showed me how to take my expertise that I built up and learned as a financial analyst and turn that into a business so I could create multiple streams of income for myself. Because although I was doing well, I still had to report to someone. I was doing good, but I still wasn't fully free. So after that, after working with DJ got to know me over time. And DJ said, because at this point, we went over all my sessions. He knows what I do for a living. He knows what kind of person I am. He's like, hey, man, I know your skills. You seem like a good person. How about you come on to some of our team meetings and just listen in? So I did exactly that. I came in on our team meetings and I just sat back, quiet, listened in. And I listened to the experts talk and I just sat back and received. And I did that for, a couple of meetings, couple of months. And then one day I said, okay, I'm ready now. I know exactly how I can contribute and I know exactly what I can do. So I give DJ a call. I'm like, hey, DJ, what's going on? He was like, hey, what's up? I'll tell him, hey, I sat back for some time and I've understood the value that we're offering and I've understood the work that we're doing in the middle class. He was like, I told him, I know exactly how I can contribute. He said, oh, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. He goes, okay. Flies me down to our corporate headquarters. Me and DJ spend a weekend together training and having a great time, having business meetings. And as I go back home, DJ says, you know what? Because we spent time not with just him and I, but with his family, his children. And I connected so well with his youngest son that DJ said, this is it right here. You need to run our youth programs. He said, the way that you connected with my son and you got him to understand just simple things that I try to tell him, but he feels like I'm knocking him over the head all the time. How you just easily.
DJ be knocking him over the head though sometime.
DJ be getting them. So he was like, hey, you know how to just talk to him and just get him to understand things in a way that he can receive and not feel like it's somebody dictating things to him. And he was like, you already know your stuff. So he was like, our youth program, people keep asking about it. It's been back in high demand. So he was like, you need to set back up our youth program and set it off. So that's how I went from being a young high schooler, not knowing too much, to where I am today as the president of our youth operations.
I love it. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. I appreciate it. Listen, Classy Climb, where we make the hitters. We bring out all the superstars. What is some kind of goals you're seeing? Like, is there a number of kids you want to like teach this year? Is there a number of people you're trying to reach this year? What are your goals for this year?
Listen, we're trying to reach everybody.
Or really 2023, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, really 2023. Listen, we're trying to reach at least 10,000 kids in 2023. At least. Because this is the thing. Because I told y'all my journey. But it seems so linear as I put it on paper and I'm on a video. It seems so crisp and clean, but it wasn't that crisp and clean. Actually, there were a lot of struggles and trials and tribulations in between that. So before I tell you about the trials and tribulations, though, Ericka, show them that start small and watch it grow.
Okay, we're going to try to get it right this time, y'all. We're going to try.
all watch your girl's investment course. It's amazing. With that help, I made my own stock portfolio. I love it. Now it's making me money. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. What are you waiting for? Just do it.
All right. So as D said in the chat, 10,000 kids in 2023.
10,000 in 2023. And the reason why I showed that video right now is because that's an example of what your children will be like when they go through our program. And let me tell you the opposite of that, which is my challenges that I went through and why your children need to be in the program. So as I told y'all my journey, it sounded linear. It sounded like, hey, I just figured everything out and I just took off, but it wasn't linear. Because I told you guys, I had to learn about financial literacy completely from scratch. So I made a lot of mistakes along the way. First of all, before I understood credit, I ran up my credit cards thousands of dollars. I had no idea what I was doing at all. I was spending money left and right, going on trips, going here and there, spending money I didn't have. And because look, I learned a little bit of stuff and I said, hey, if I spend the money on these cards, I'll get some points. But it didn't really dawn on me fully that, hey, I'm going to have to pay this back at some point. So I just ran the cards and thinking, hey,
wait a minute now.
Listen, jumped the gun. Because look, that's who I was. I was a go-getter. I jumped the gun before I fully understood. Then I looked at my credit and I'm like, dang, I have thousands of dollars in debt. What am I going to do? My credit score was super low. I had a 520 credit score. Okay. Also, I constantly overspent on my clothes and jewelry. Because look, I like to be fly. I like to come out, go out, have a good time, you know, do what I want to do. So I spent money on clothes. I was always buying clothes, sneakers, watches. I had a watch fetish. That was my
Not
thing.
A watch fetish. Okay.
I love watches. That was my thing. And
did you liquidate some of them?
I liquidated some of them. I didn't want to. I just did private sell on the internet. So
yeah, you got to break the spell a little bit.
You know.
Listen, I look on Pinterest. I be seeing Instagram. The financial analysts got the Wall Street. They be walking down the street with the suits and the watches. I see you.
Exactly.
It's addictive.
It's addictive. I got addicted to the lifestyle and everything. So I realized I had poor money management skills, spending money on all of those things. And then on top of that, eating. So I like to go out. And my thing was, if I'm going out on a date, I'm paying for all the food and I need to be the man. So I was going out getting 3-course dinners. I was going out getting 3-course dinners. And this is all throughout when I'm in college and I'm first starting. I don't have any money. I'm going out getting 3-course dinners. I'm buying full breakfasts, snacks all day. I spent so much money. I was out of control. And I had to discipline myself extremely to be able to get back to what I needed to do. So first, I worked on rebuilding my credit. So as I'm still learning, I went and figured out the trick of the secured credit card. So I went to the bank. I gave them $500. And I remember it because it was Citibank. I went and gave them $500. I said, hey, give me a secured credit card. They're like, okay. So I used that card and I rebuilt my credit back from scratch. My credit score was a 520 and I got that card and I said, this is a brand new card. I'm going to treat this card like it's my baby. I'm going to spend it and pay it off. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. So I will watch on a monthly basis as my credit went from the 520 to a 543 to a 576, 590, 600. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing something here. And I cut down my spending habits. I didn't know how to cook. I taught myself how to cook. You catch me at Trader Joe's, Stop and Shop, ShopRite, buying food on Pinterest, looking up how to cook so I can save money. I was on there finding all the meals for cheap. And it sounds so simple, but you don't realize how much money you spend in food costs going out consistently. And then even with clothes, I went and I started buying non-name brand clothes that was still of good quality for cheap. Give you guys another gem. Shoes. I have to wear professional shoes all the time. I used to go out and spend $100 and $125 on a pair of shoes every other week. Now I just go right to shoe department Encore, get a pair of shoes for $30. Easy, good quality, good on the feet.
You're wilding. He was wilding on the shoes.
Easy.
You know, the thing about your shoes, and I always give people a little break on the feet. I wore, one time I had shoes and I was walking somewhere. I looked on the bottom and they were like almost a hole in them. I was like, never again will I be in this position where I got raggedy shoes. Never. There ain't much working in or jogging or workout ever. So I made it a point to getting consistently getting newer shoes, right? And my feet and my back felt amazing. Like just something about shoes. Get some good shoes. Pay for good shoes, or just make sure they're good on your feet. And I will give people a break on that area. Now, when it comes to New York, I feel like New York makes you feel like you have to go out and eat, or you have to be out and about, or you're stuck on the train, or you're always moving. This constant kind of buzzing, moving city. Was it hard to kind of turn that off and go, hey, I'm going to go home and cook? Did it take like
I,
a month? Did it take 2 months? What was it?
look, that was over the course of like 7 months, 8 months. Because look, this is the professional curse of big cities like New York. You get addicted to this lifestyle and you feel like you have to keep up. You feel like as soon as you make a little bit of money, because that's the middle class thing too. Hey, I make a little bit of money. Let
Treat
me start
myself.
spending money like I got money. I got to get me a car, got to get fly, I got to do my thing. And you start doing that because you realize that's what everybody's doing. But they're only doing that because they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They don't realize they need to be buying assets and staying at home.
So, you guys, what have we been calling those people the past couple weeks? Bumper car people. Is sometimes you're just bumping along in life. You don't know. You're just buzzing along like da da da. But you have to have a mission and a plan. So even when people get frustrated, me, I was like, even the guy or girl who's putting $200 away a month and their company's matching it on their 401k, at least they're trying, initiating something. Because a lot of people just wake up one day and be like, oh my God, I have to save for retirement. I have to save money. I have to pay off my debt. I need money for emergency. Like people really just wake up days like that. And so
Call
you
the federal
want
government. I
yeah.
need to
Yeah, they're looking for the bailout, right? The magical bailout. And so what you got to do is if you get these kids when they're young knowing, hey, you run into this money, it's going to be different. Now, I don't know if you saw this. It was an article where an 18-year-old guy, he was on his way to his second job, bought a lottery ticket in North Carolina, and it was $1 million was the lottery. And instead of taking the payments where they're going to give you like 50,000 for the next 20 years, he took the lump sum and only got $426,000. What would you tell that young 18-year-old man on his way to his second job in North Carolina? That just came out in the news yesterday. I said I'm saving it for I don't know who, but somebody's got to answer me. What would you do with that, or tell that young man to do?
First of all, we would have told him to look at those numbers and he should have took the payments. That's first. Second, I would have told him to sit down with our team, the DJ, the Money Coach team, so he can get his assessment, start building out his retirement immediately because he's young and he's going to go crazy and he's going to use this money up. So he needs to put that money away in a vehicle that he can't immediately access. Because when you look at those tax penalties to get your retirement account set up, that'll make you think twice about going and dipping in to go do a big purchase.
When I saw it, I said, if he's already at 18 on his way to his second job, we need some help here. We need some somebody stop the presses. Here you go. That's his dad beside him in and I said, I don't understand why Dalton or Rayford would not just take the $50,000 a year at 18 years old. That's a lot of money, but I always think the parents aren't giving good instruction.
They
They're
don't
not
know.
kind of helping them figure out what they need to do.
He could have
So
bought
again,
property every year for the next 10 years, bought them profitable, cash flowing, and he would have been good. And he could have stopped doing pretty much anything by 23, 24. But he didn't know. So you got to let him rock. He
so
didn't know.
I'll just because people always say, where do I get the math from? He's 18 years old, and he's like, I don't have a plan. He plans to save most of his winnings, but he does have one siding purchase plan. I think I'll buy a new Silverado, which is a $60,000 truck. So already that's a lump sum of the money, right? When he arrived at the lottery headquarters Tuesday to collect his prize, he had a decision to make. He could choose to receive the prize annually, $50,000 over 20 years, or a lump sum of $600,000. After state and federal taxes, he could only take home $426,000. So I mean, more than 600,000 of it's gone. It's like saying, "Hey, I want $1 million," but more than half of it's gone.
And even now, he got 426 grand. You can go invest in dividend stocks. Simple, easy. Blue chip, dividend stocks, get cash flow every month. It's not the highest return you can get, but it's something. But he just needs to do something. But that's the problem. Our kids do not know this stuff at all. And let me tell you why. First of all, we have to understand that children are our largest and most valuable legacy, and you have to invest in them, right? So when I told y'all I moved neighborhoods and I started interacting with my friends and my peers, their parents were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on SAT programs. I was like, whoa, for the SAT program? We're 17, 18 years old. They're authorized users on their parents' cards, and they get letters in the mail telling them their credit score already 742. And I'm like, what? Immediately. Their
Same with
parents,
my roommates. Yep.
you know, their parents are gifting them down payments to homes. They're telling them, hey, you got a choice. You can go and work with me in the business, or you can go to school, one or the other, but you don't have to take on this bill. They're investing fully in our children. And that's so important because they're watching all the time. Studies show that a majority of teens, 55%, have heard their parents argue about money in the last 30 days. And a third of that, 33%, agree that their parents spend money on things they don't need instead of supporting the family. So you think you're telling them all the right things to do, but they hear you, they listening, but they're watching. They're watching 100%. So you have to flip that paradigm and speak life into the children and invest in them 100% because those returns pay off. My friends that had their credit being built up from when they were young, one of my friends right now, we were 18, 17 years old. I remember like it was yesterday because everybody was going to college. They were going away. He said, I'm not going. I'm going to start a business because my dad told me that if I had two choices, he'll pay for me to go to college or he'll spin me off into my own landscaping business because I grew up doing a business with him. So he took number two. I seen him 2 years later after we graduated college. He already had 4 guys working with him and 3 trucks doing landscaping all over the entire metropolitan area that we were. I would go down the street and see his signs. And I would think back at all the times that everybody made fun of him and said he wasn't going to college, so he wasn't going to succeed, but he won. And that's because his parents invested in him. And when you're thinking right now about our children, social media is destroying their minds. They're sitting on this TikTok, this Instagram all day, watching these videos, watching this content. And what it's doing is these apps, the algorithms behind them are designed like casinos to keep them on for hours and hours and hours on end. And it shortens their attention span significantly. So check this out. The goldfish has an attention span of about 9 seconds. And the average person today has an attention span shorter than that.
6 seconds. We done broke our brains. We done broke them.
Our brains are completely broke, and our children are getting their minds warped immediately. How many kids do you see walking around 3 years old with the tablet fully on the tablet all day? All day.
So the thing I loved about our nephews is they did not watch TV. They played with trains. We have like a massive amount of toy trains and these buckets at home, and they would just make up these long trains, right? So my sister would be like, "Oh, they don't want to watch TV." I'm like, "Yes, leave them like that. As long as they want to stay in their imaginations." My nephew writes little books. He'll make like little superhero books and stuff. Let them stay in their imagination as long as possible. What's crazy is we took him to daycare, and the people were watching TV. They're like, "He doesn't watch TV with the other kids. He just plays with the trains." I'm like, "We know." We know that's the good thing. We should allow them to play. They shouldn't be just watching TV all the time. So it's, people like, you don't know because kids, but again, in the day, we all know the truth. I'm going to address one of these comments. I see this all the time. Black people love saying this. Lump sum me. Tomorrow is not promised. Gotta do right with the lump sum, though. This is Black people's favorite mantra. Every time the lottery comes out, lump sum me or something happens, give it to me all at once. JG Wentworth, give me my money now, right?
Now.
And anytime you talk to them, their life long term would have been better this way. Now, this is listen. I'm gonna prove you a point. Lump sum me theory. Military gave people about 2000. The Iraq War was exhausting, right? So around 2012 and 2015, they offered a lot of soldiers 2 choices: stay on in, get your 20 years, and what you'll end up getting is probably about $2,000 to $3,000 every month for the rest of your life. Or I'm gonna give you 30,000 lump sum. Do you know how many soldiers left when they had like 17, 18 years, 19 years, just need to stay one more year in, could have got $3,000 for the rest of their life? 80% of them were Black soldiers. Black and Latino soldiers. took the lump sum. I said, y'all, 30 grand made you, the math ain't mathing. 20 year, even if you had the lowest, let's say you had the lowest amount, I think usually people get like 2 grand. 2 grand times 12 months is 24,000 a year. 24,000 a year times 10 years. That's $240,000 a year. Do you know how many soldiers I know that are retired right now? They're like taking a break from work because they have this check coming every month and all they have to do is manage their money. But many people took the lump sum. My one of my uncles is the same person. He was going through divorce. He's like, I'm gonna just take this lump sum of 35,000. And to this day, he talks about I should have stayed in. Every day he said I would have not even had to work right now. And this is the problem. Everybody thinks I'm gonna do so many miracles with 30K. I'm gonna turn it into $400,000. That's not how that works.
That flipping money. I'm gonna get $10,000. I'm gonna have $60,000 next month. I don't know where people get this mind. Well, I know where they get it from, but this is why we are stopping that with our program, because this is the way that they understand the world because of what they're seeing on the internet. And at the end of the day, children do not understand money. This is what the data shows. Data shows 41% of students in high school said that they haven't had any kind of financial literacy classes ever. So they're about to go into a world and they have no knowledge of money. About 54% of teens that they're already worried about their financial future. What world that we live in would it be appropriate for a 16 to 17-year-old to say, I'm nervous about my future if I'm going to be able to afford it to have money? That's unacceptable because that's not the story in other communities. Other communities are learning how to build businesses and invest immediately from young. So by the time they get 18, 19, 20, they're already ready to get in businesses, already ready and cash flow them. And teens score on a national financial literacy test a 64%, which is well below the national passing average of 70%. So this should tell you right now, when you're thinking about building your children's financial future, it's not a, if I have time, or I don't know if I could get them to sit down and pay attention, or, I don't feel like I'm working. This is an absolute must because the study shows when they become adults, you're going to need to be taking care of them. Do you know how many people that I know who are my age, whose parents are still funding them and taking care of their lives at 24 years old, 25, 26?
Oh
They
yeah,
have
I
no
believe it.
funding. I have
I believe
older
it.
I have older people that I know that are in their 60s. They have children in their 30s and 40s that they're taking care of because they never understood financial literacy from young. And they continually just, hey, mom, hey, dad, can you give me a couple of dollars? Hey, mom, hey, dad, can you do this for me? Can I live with you? Because I got kicked out of my apartment because I didn't want to pay rent no more because I wanted to go to the club. This is a constant thing that happens, and this is the cycle. So financial literacy for children is not a, if I get to it, or, it's important. It's an absolute must. It's a necessity for them to be able to function in our society today. And even when you have children that are young prodigies, right? Like Richard Williams did for his daughters, Venus and Serena Williams, like Earl Woods did for Tiger Woods, like Matthew Knowles did for Beyonce. You have kids that are experts that have gotten their 10,000 hours on things, and they can go out and make a lot of money. They still need to understand financial literacy in business, because what do we keep seeing? We keep seeing these same exact people come back. Hey, for the last 7 years, you made $400,000 a year. Why are you homeless right now? Why are you in your car living?
You know what they say? I was living life. That's their favorite word. I was out there living life. I probably will sign my nephew up to you guys' program because at the end of the day, he's 16 now. He's had a lawn care company since he was 14, really 13, and we let him just build up over time. Now he literally has like 70 clients. And so the other day, my nephew's like buying trailers, like and repairs them in the backyard and sells them again. So this kid's sitting there with $5,000-$6,000 in his bank, and I'm trying to talk to him about stocks, and he's just looking at me like, "Huh?" So I was like, all right, it's time for me to start getting this conversation running,
Right.
because he's got thousands of dollars in the bank, and we like the entrepreneur spirit. On top of that, um, his grandparents, on the other side, they have car lots. They have tire repair shops in Fayetteville, multiple ones. And so like, oh, we're going to give you one. He's like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I want him to have the opportunity to do anything he wants. He wants to own a trucking company. He wants to drive a truck. I want to be able to, here's the cash or here's the setup. Boom, do what you want, right? Or have a gap year, travel a little bit, and then come back and do this trucking thing, right? So that's kind of the We already know he doesn't want to do college. He doesn't do anything in it. We're like, hey, just go and get a certificate. He didn't want to do that. He's like, I already know how to make money. I already know the math. And so when you see kids that are young, bright, and sharp, encourage that. Figure out how to help them guide in life. How to. I already see this kid probably going to own some land out in the middle of the country and probably not even be bothered, right? But I do want to get him set up so that he has options to do whatever.
Immediately. Well, I can't wait to have them in the program and show them. And as in the other students have that peer effect. So as they see him, they're going to be like, hey, he can do it. I can do this right now today. Because again, it doesn't matter what it is, what field it is. You could be an expert. You could be generating millions of dollars. But if you don't know what to do with that money, you are wasting your time. Because that person, if they don't know how to manage their money, they're going to be broke. It don't matter what the denomination of money that they earn every single year is. And that's just the reality. So let me get to what we can actually do for y'all in our program and how this actually helps them. So number one, we show them how to manage their money. So Ericka, you said your nephew is making all of this money, right? We show them how to get on the 4 envelope program. Can you see the envelopes? Can you see them? You see this? You see it. This is number one, investments. We invest every dollar we get. 50 cents of that dollar needs to go to investments immediately. Boom. Savings. Every dollar we get, 30 cents needs to go immediately to your savings account and you don't touch it. That's it. Next, we got charity, because at the end of the day, no matter how disadvantaged we think we are, there's still somebody out there that's doing worse than us and we can help them. So you need to set aside 10% of every dollar you get, 10 cents for charity. And last, and definitely least, spending. Spending needs to only be 10% of every dollar you get. And this is the paradigm so simple that everybody gets wrong. Their budget is flipped. 90% of every day that the dollar that they get is spent, and they spend it before they even get the dollar. All right. We show them how to leverage credit so they don't end up like me and have a 520 credit score and have to build it out. They understand how to take out loans and pay them back, how to get a 750 credit score out the gate like my friend so they can qualify to get a property at 22, 23, 24, cash flowing. So they have options. So even if they have a job and they go to work, things get intense. Hey, you can't talk to me like this because I have a property. I don't have to tolerate this.
I don't at all. And walk.
Out.
That's the power.
Out. That's power of options. And we showed them how to be producers in business. We showed them how to make money, how to generate their future so that nobody can ever tell them what to do. And as they generate this money, we showed them how to go invest so they can go out and get stocks, dividends, real estate, so they can get cash flow every month. Because Ericka, what's the thing? You can have $500,000 in your account, but you really don't need 500 grand sitting in your account. But what you need is $7 grand a month in passive cash flow. Because if you have 500 grand just sitting in your account, it's getting eaten up by inflation. And y'all can go check the inflation calculators right now. Look at the value of the dollar from 2008, the financial crisis, to today. And look how much inflation has ate up our dollar. All of your money needs to be constantly working for you and investing. And that's exactly what we show them in the program. We show them step by step how to manage their money, how to leverage loans and credit so that they have a 750 credit score so they can go out and buy these assets without actually having to spend all of their cash. We show them how to start their businesses so they have options. So whether they want to work or not, they have these options. So we show them again how to take that money and invest it. No. And how do I know that this works, you ask? Because DJ's own kids all went through the program. So Ericka teed him up earlier. DJ's oldest son, 18 years old, in college on a full tuition, electrical engineering. He actually worked, listen, with John Henry at Loop Insurance. And he's worked with Ericka. She told y'all he was teaching adults about stocks and options on a high level.
Yeah, I got a picture from the gram. I held it off the gram, but I got it.
She knows. DJ's youngest son made thousands of dollars on the internet doing a typewriting course. Been selling since he was a little boy. Outsold a grown woman that came to a sales conference and looked the part that she thought she was going to sell. He outsold her as a little boy. And gaming. All the kids love the game, but he took gaming and decided, hey, I'm going to make money out of gaming. I'm not just going to sit on the internet and be a gamer. I'm going to make money out of gaming. And DJ's youngest daughter, she's an artist. She's artistic. She's already making money right now from her art. And while we was all at DJ's house, she beat us in cash flow. She demonstrated a stronger financial literacy component than all of the adults in the room. And with that said, Ericka, tee up that video for me of the class, because I want to show y'all in real time what we're teaching the students and how they're receiving this. Pocket right now to go buy a new car. So credit is a necessary function of our society to do anything. So you need to be able to have efficient access to credit, which is other people's money. So,
but technically, since you have credit, access to other people's money, wouldn't that put you in debt?
It does. It does put you in debt, but there's a such thing as good debt and bad debt. So, and that was actually a great question. Good debt is debt that you take out that makes you money. Bad debt is debt that you take out that takes money out of your pocket. So if I take, all right, so that video right there, my student, we had already been hammering in the principles. Hey, we're not going out to take out debt and run up our credit. So immediately when I said the word debt to him, he was like, wait. Access to other people's money, debt, I'm in debt. That's bad. And I had to tell him, wait, there's good debt and there's bad debt. This is what we're enforcing in our children's minds so they can elevate at the next level. And I just told y'all, so let me show y'all the proof. Christian, talk to the people. Tell them what you did as a little boy in sales. Tell them.
Wait. First, hello, DJ, mini DJ.
Hello. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Go ahead and kick it off, you guys.
Talk to them about your sales experience as a little boy.
Well, yeah. First of all, my name's Christian. I'm currently 15. I'm a junior in high school. And like they said, my sales experience as a little kid, I've been doing stocks and been in the entrepreneur business since I was roughly around 7 to 8 years of age. And I've always gone door to door, selling, knocking on people's doors, giving people sales pitches. And I always was trying to find a way to collect money because I always knew that I needed it for something, but I didn't know what it was at the time that I needed it for.
Skynet won't let us be great tonight, will it? It's okay. As soon as the internet comes in, you guys go ahead and keep talking.
As soon as the internet could come in, it'll be back.
DJ got that Houston internet, man. That Houston, Texas internet be killing us.
So until they get unfrozen, this is an example right now. What did he tell y'all? He's been selling and go to door to door since a child. He understood the principles of business and how to go out and be a producer, number one, and not a consumer. These are the principles that we're enforcing in our children and showing them how to make money. And as soon as he get unfrozen, he's going to tell you about the rest of our stuff. But this is the value and understanding and getting your kids to grasp financial literacy. So from that age, look how young he is right now. When he becomes my age, he's going to be a millionaire. You want to know why? Because the numbers already say it. The numbers already say it.
It's a math program. It's a math problem.
It's the math. He's already built out a dividend stock portfolio that's 5 figures. Already. He was going to say it. And his daughter, he's already built a business in typewriting, helping professionals type up things immediately and get stuff done fast and return their items back to them. He made thousands of dollars doing that. And his daughter, she was in the back. She's an artist. She designs all of our stuff and she makes money selling her art and her sculptures. This is what we're doing for our program. So when we talk about opportunity and we talk about our people not having the same opportunity, not being able to level up, this is your great equalizer. This is your affirmative action. This is your reparations right here. You investing in your children and getting them the financial literacy and business training that they need to win in this world so that they can live life on their own terms and they never have to accept terms and be dictated terms by somebody that doesn't have their best interest at heart. And this is all right here. You see it all. So they got frozen. We're going to bring it back on. So Ericka, let me talk to the audience because you saw the class video. We told you everything we got going on. We saw the proof in real life. Let me tell you what we have exclusively for the Classy Climbers. So check this out. We have our 1-by-1 bundle. Number one, where as adults, you get your consultation with the DJ the Money Coach team, and they show you how to level up, get into business, increase your income, build assets so you can generate passive cash flow and get free in 2023. You get one consultation with me where I'm going to show you how to get your kids in our high demand program immediately. And you get one masterclass where you learn from our team of experts that are making millions of dollars in real time how to go ahead and do the same thing. And matter of fact, just because we on the Classy Climb, because Ericka, I got to do it for you because I got on the hoodie. We represented. And this hoodie, check out this hoodie. Y'all see this design? DJ's young daughter, Dara, actually designed this hoodie. And she's generating income right now from this hoodie. So
Penny of money, peace of mind.
she designed the hoodie. This is her art. This is her design. So for the first 10 people that get the bundle, you will get this hoodie for free. And on top of that, because I'm in a giving mood, in our current session of our Young All-Star Financial Academy, we have 3 classes left. We'll let you guys in to bring your children on these 3 classes immediately for the first 10 people only. So you understand the value that as a parent, it is your job to ensure that your child has an amazing financial future, that they have all the tools that they need to get to the next level. You've seen right now everything that we can do. So you need to ask yourself, what do I want my children's future to look like? What do I want my family legacy to look like? Because if you don't take action now, while your children, and not just your kids, your nieces, your nephews, brothers, sisters, cousins, if you don't take action and get them into programs now, they're not going to learn this stuff. You want to know why? Because TikTok already got their minds. Twitter already has their mind. Instagram already has their mind. And they're not going to want to hear anything different. But you get them in our program and we show them the business plays behind all of this stuff. So their favorite TikTok star, all of the stuff that we're doing, we show them the business play behind that. Favorite basketball players and NFL players, and they talk about, oh, they're playing for this thing, they're the best, their stats, and be like, hey, let's not look at the stats. Let's look at the contract. Let's look at the investments, and let's look at the business model behind this. We're going to show them in real time how they can do the exact same things. Like I said, for the first 10 people only. So if you love your family and you love your children, you would have them in this program. My cousins and my sisters are in this program every Saturday, early in the morning. And they get mad and say, oh my, I didn't want to get on and it's too early, it's too much. But guess what? After class, I make them show me their notebooks. Their notebooks are filled with notes. They're asking me a million questions because they never thought that these are things that they could do their own. Because when I teach them and I show them, they can do it today and give them real life analogies of what they can do immediately. And then we have DJ's own children show them, hey, I'm your same age and I could do this. They're ready to go and they're on fire and they're already immediately ready to start businesses. And that's what we work them, show them how to start businesses, get real estate, get dividend stock, earn income, save. Look at our prodigies back in the building.
Sorry about that.
Listen, y'all got to tell y'all dad to get off that Houston internet, man. You're wearing everybody out. He got that cheap Comcast.
Hold on. I just decided to go down on us out of nowhere. But like I was originally saying, what were we talking about again? We were talking about
your sales experience and how you killed it.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think one of my greatest experiences when it came to selling, when I realized and I knew that the system worked, was when me and my dad had went to a convention down in Dallas a couple years back. I think I was maybe 11 or 12. And we had gone down to a convention, and this is where I actually outsold and I got more leads than a professional lead collector, right? My dad's business partner was paying this woman X amount of dollars per hour to go out and get leads for the company. And you know what's crazy? She sat there on the chair in front of the booth waiting for people to come up to her. Meanwhile, I at the time was throughout the entire convention, I was walking around the entire place left and right on my own, had my little cards with me. I was giving them the sales pitch and I was collecting leads. And in the beginning, it was not going super, super swell, actually. Believe it or not, I had a very, very bad first 2 days. I was actually I was going in, I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why are people not, like, what am I doing wrong? Why are they not putting down the information? Why am I not able to finish the sale? And I kept hitting them with the same approach over and over. And one thing that you have to realize is when things do not work, you have to go back and you have to hit the drawing board, figure out what you did wrong, and you have to correct those mistakes. So I went back after the next day. We went back to the hotel. My dad was like, let me give you this. Let me tell you why you're not doing this. You keep hitting the same, you keep swinging the same way. If I'm swinging, right, if I'm playing baseball, in order to hit the ball, if I have to have a straight level swing, right, straight level swing, and the entire time, throughout the entire time I was swinging like this, I'm not going to hit the ball if I'm swinging underneath the ball. I'm asking, why am I not hitting the ball? Why am I not hitting the ball? I'm swinging with all my might. I'm swinging with all my power. The ball is not connecting. Christian, all you have to do is bring the barrel to the bat. That's all you have to do. You bring the barrel to the ball. So we go in with the new approach the next day, a more energetic me, a more outgoing me, a more smart me. I came in with a different game plan. And I went in and it was just popping. I mean, left and right, I was going up and down, left and right. People were knocking down numbers. And one thing I had to realize was that's when we had to use an acronym called PREP. This one, a couple years back, we had created an acronym called PREP. For the first P is plan. Make sure to plan out the course of action, right? Before you do anything, plan ahead so that everything you do, it's like a script. You don't want anything to come out and be choppy. You want to be smooth. In order to be smooth, after you plan, you have to rehearse it. You can't go out to the baseball tournament, expect to put up numbers if you did not plan and you did not rehearse what you're going to do. That's why all throughout the entire week, you practice and you practice and you practice. After planning, after rehearsing for the entire week, then there comes game day. You go out and you have to execute. Put what you did in practice and bring it out into tournament day. And once you do those three, baby, you're going to perform. That's the best P. That's my favorite P. Getting the results and you know what I'm saying? Getting the results is the best part. That's what makes everything so fun. Selling is the same thing. Plan, rehearse, execute, perform. I want you guys to write that down, write that acronym, and start using it because it's a very, very great acronym.
Listen, put a 1 in the comments if you don't want your kids to be able to do the same thing. Drop a 1 in the comments. Christian, tell them about your dividend stock portfolio and how you killing with the dividend. Tell them.
The dividend stock portfolio. I've been doing stocks since I was around about 8 or 9. And I've been doing stocks ever since. Right now, we're still working on it to the day. But it's very important to, as a young kid or as a young teenager or as of right now, as of today, right, is to start learning how to invest. Because when you learn the stock market and you learn how to invest, you start learning how to read the charts, you start learning how to read the annual reports, and you start reading these companies, it's it becomes really easy to tell how you're going to make money with these people, how you can sell, how you're not going to make money with people, the right companies, the bad companies. And it really becomes as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm being so serious. Like dividend stocks, right? First of all, you guys probably wondering, what are dividend stocks, right? Well, dividend stocks is the money that companies they pay out to their shareholders. So you buy their stock, you buy and invest in their shares, and these companies make revenue and income. And no one wants to pay taxes, obviously, and no one wants to pay all these, especially big companies, because if you have a big company, your tax is gonna be through the roof. So one thing that they do to get a tax write-off is they give off a percentage of the money that they earn, their income, and they dish it out to their shareholders. So it's kind of like they're finding this little loophole so that they don't have to pay high amounts of taxes. So the money that they make, so that it doesn't seem like they're making all this money, instead of making all this money and paying high taxes, they take it and they just dish it out to their shareholders, and it creates like, this thing where they don't have to pay taxes. And that's what we like to call dividend stock. And it helps us because as stockholders, if you read the annual report, you get paid on I'm pretty sure on like a 4-month basis. Every time an annual report comes out, you get dividend coming towards you. So in the annual report, you're able to read how well the business was doing this month, how much money they're making, their revenue and stuff, what it looks like. And then they give you a chart. You go on one website I like to use is yahoo.finance.com. All you have to do is find the stock ticker symbol to a company. It's very easy. For example, I invest in what's called Logitech, right? So if I looked up on Google, what's Logitech stock ticker symbol, they'll put it up on Google. You copy and paste that into yahoo.finance, and then a full yearly chart will pop up on Logitech on how well they're doing, and you're able, see, there it is right there. There you have it right there. You're able to predict. See, look at the chart right there. You're able to predict, and you're able to see the chart from January throughout December, or you can switch it up, do it a weekly, and you can even do a daily. So there's no reason to why you're not able to read these people and these companies, and there's no reason why you should not be benefiting from this right now.
Today, he told you, look at the charts. You know if they'll be a good steward over your money, depending on how they manage their money in their company. What does the revenue look like? What are those expenses? Have they paid a dividend at all in the last 5 years? That'll tell you right now if you're going to get a dividend. So if they haven't, you probably won't. So, Dara, tell them about how you're making money from art. But first, tell them about how you beat us all in cash flow. You need to tell them how you beat us all.
I beat you. So first, I just played and I was doing well in the moment, like at first. So that's how I knew that I was going to just beat all of you, even if you guys were adults. Age wouldn't matter. So so like the thing about it, you just have to get a good start, and then you're going to keep on progressing like better, and you're going to have even better like turns in your game. So how I started off very good, and I did a good job at the moment. I was getting a lot of properties, getting a lot of businesses, stocks, and then I was selling them for the best price that I found. And then I was basically the first person to get out of the rat race in the cash flow. So then in the bigger part of the game, after you get out of the rat race, you have to make sure that your passive income gets high enough, and that's how you basically win the game. So I was just having a better start. I did have some bad plays where I maybe didn't play well, but I still was able to beat the game and beat you guys.
She beat all of us. And you see what she said? She constantly was acquiring real estate and businesses. Before we knew it and we looked up, she owned more property than everybody on the board, because that's the financial literacy that she was able to develop over time with our programs. And you see these hoodies, you see this one, the one that she's wearing, the one that he's wearing, she designed them all. And she makes money from all of these designs and her other designs. And this is what we are building in our program. We're going to teach your kids to do the exact same thing, because you see them, they're amazing, but they're not special magical kids from magical land. They just put in the work. What the time of the class is in Eastern time, Jay Washington? 11 a.m. Start sharp. We get in class, we get on immediately, introduce ourselves, and we go to work. This is what we're teaching in our classes. This is what we're showing them how to do. So when you talk about our community on a community level, getting to the next level for the next generation, not having the same issues with money, not taking out the same bad college debt, not making the same bad decisions, not selling grandma's house. This is how you do it. You get your kids in the program today, because this is how you really show them. Because look, listen to me. The holidays is about to come up. Y'all about to spend $100 to $200, $300 on gifts for your kids at minimum. You're going to get them all these gifts that they're going to open once, if they even open it, Christian, if they even open it, and they're going to play these things once or twice, and they're never going to pick them up again. So that's $400 that you drop down the drain for items that they don't even really care about. You need to invest in their future today, and you can get them in our program today for the first 10 people, because I'm feeling special for our last 3 classes of our current segment for less than a Ben Franklin. So you have to say to yourself, what kind of future do you want to create for your children and your family? What do you want to be able to do? What do you want your legacy to be? Do you want your son or daughter calling you at 25, 26, 27, asking you for money? Or do you want your son or daughter calling you and say, hey, mom, dad, I know y'all want to retire and I know y'all want to relocate. I'll pay for your down payment. Hey, I just closed on this new property. So we actually moving to a bigger house because now I got to get bigger cash flow. That's what you want to see. And you need to ask yourself, are you ready? And a lot of the stuff that we're going to teach them, the adults don't even know. You know what the coolest part about that is? You can sit in as an adult on the class. We've had that. We have the students and their parents sit down in class and be like, hey, I'm learning stuff I've never heard before. This is what we're doing in real time, and you have the opportunity to do it today. And then you get one of these free hoodies from the lovely Dara. She's a designer. Come on now.
Gotta buy today, though.
You gotta buy today, right now. The first 10 people. So you need to be in that cohort, have your child in, and set them up to win in the future. Ericka, talk to them.
You know, I'm just sitting out here in the clouds with DJ, watching the show, enjoying the show for what it is. Good job, everybody. Great job. I'm going to drop this last video, and I'm going to let you guys rock it for the night. I'm glad you guys, I see you guys share your, say it one more time. Let me see. Sorry, I took my glasses off. Are they both in the class? Do they help teach the class?
Yep. Chris is on the class every Saturday, and he's showing them what he does in real time. So every time I teach them, he says, hey, and this is true because I did it.
For sure. I like it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this last video, and I want you guys to give them one more closeout for us. You guys did a great job today. Hold on a second. Put this video up.
Everybody, Capital King Ty here, president of the youth operations here at DJ the Money Coach, and I want to give a huge shout out to Ericka Williams and thank her for having us on the platform. So, in honor of that, we have a special offer for classy climbers only. So, listen up. This is where you get a limited deal for 90% off of our 1-by-1 bundle, where you get one consultation with the DJ the Money Coach team, where we're going to show you how to get financially free in 2023. You get one consultation with me, where I'm going to show you how to get your children in our Young All-Stars Financial Academy, where we show them how to manage their money, how to invest in dividend stocks, how to get an 800 credit score, start a business for early retirement. And then you get one master class where you learn directly from our experts on how they make millions of dollars in real time. So hit that link immediately and get your deal now while we still have spots. See you in the master class.
There we go.
All right, you guys. Great job. All right, tell them where they can find you on these internets.
Y'all can find us at djthemoneycoach.com, YouTube, DJ the Money Coach. And this holiday season, are you gifting your kids wealth? Or are you gifting them consumer items? That's the question on the table. Get your family ready today, immediately. And that's a wrap. The class is going on. Right, Christian?
Hey.
11 a.m. sharp.
Hey, I expect to see some new faces Saturday morning. You guys don't want to miss it.
Good stuff. I'm gonna see when I get my nephew in there, but you know he does a little lawn care business on the weekend, so we're gonna see.
Get him in. Tell him to sit in the truck for a second. Log on 11 a.m. Eastern. Again, we want to thank you, Ericka, for having us on the platform with the Classy Climbers. Shout out to you and the platform because you're doing major work in the community. And if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be as far along as I am today, right in this moment. So a huge thank you to you. Thank you to the audience for being here, and get your kids in the program because we're ready.
All right, you guys. This is your girl Ericka Williams of the Classy Climb blog. You guys should see an email, and you also should see a post on our community wall. Make sure you guys join on this. This way, you don't have to stress yourself out about how can you get your kids learning about money. Put them in the room with others who can help influence them and give them good ideals and good practical things to do with their time. Thank you all. Thank you, Duranzabergs.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, King Ty. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys for coming on and doing a great show.
Awesome. Have a great night, everyone.